CSA podcast All-Star break with Adam Spillane, David Schuster, and Tom Merriam. Let's send it over to David, who's covering the Cubs and the White Sox. Give me your assessment of the AL Central and boy, I mean the Tigers up until last couple of games they look like they were back in the race. Minnesota's hanging on, and you've got the dogfight, presumed dogfight between the White Sox and Guardians.
Yeah, it's definitely a competitive division. Maybe the most competitive of all the divisions right now. I mean, the White Sox and the Guardians. I almost said Indians, but I didn't. Are tied for the top. The White Sox have got to be the biggest surprise in Major League Baseball, and I have to take a little poke at Tom here because he always rips the White Sox to me. But Tom, they are right now a playoff team, so I just got to get that out of the way.
They are
And right
indeed.
now, I think, go ahead, you can retort if you want.
They are indeed.
Yeah, and right now, I think Will Venable. There's no question he is the American League Manager of the Year. The White Sox, and I say this because they're the best story in baseball, biggest surprise at least at this juncture, because they lost 100 plus games the last 3 years, including 121 just 2 years ago. So, the fact that they're leading their division, they're five over 500. I mean, the American League this year is definitely down overall, but the White Sox are one of the pleasant surprises. And I'm just going to go over each of the teams. The White Sox and Cleveland are tied for the top. Minnesota's 3 back, Detroit 6.5 back, Kansas City 13 back. The White Sox have got 3 All-Stars on their team, 2 of them which were just added over the last couple of days. Miguel Vargas was the original one. Munitaka Murakami and Tristan Peters were added over the last couple of days. They've gotten a lot of contributions from young players, whether Colston Montgomery, Braden Montgomery, who had 4 RBIs in a game here on Sunday. Chase Mydruff has played real well. Sam Antonacci, who played on the Italian World Baseball Classic team, he's been very good. And the White Sox just added #1 pick overall in the draft over this weekend, so he'll very quickly be maybe into the fray probably within the next year or two. Now, what the White Sox do need is starting pitching. They've gotten some really good performances periodically, but that's definitely a weakness overall. So don't be surprised for a team that wasn't expected to do anything this year to add something at the trading deadline. As far as Cleveland, Jose Ramirez has been out for the last, 4 to 5 weeks. He'll be back. Chase Stillwater has been really good. Travis Bazzano is a really fine young player. Gavin Williams and Parker Messick have been really the 2 aces in their starting staff. And Cade Smith has been, a lights out closer. I believe he's got about 24 or 25 saves so far. Minnesota, it always depends on Byron Buxton. Yeah. Definitely one of the best players in Major League Baseball, but is he going to be healthy or not? That's always the question. Josh Bell has been really good. Starting pitching, Taj Bradley and Joe Ryan have been good, and then it slacks off after that. As far as Detroit, Dave, and you mentioned them, I still believe, and maybe I'll be wrong about this, I still believe they come out on top of this division when it's all said and done. They had a terrible start to this season. They've gotten pretty good ever since then. As you said, they slacked off here the last couple of days, but they're starting to get healthy again. Tariq Skubal, I think you saw that he basically begged the Tigers not to trade him. He wants to finish off the season with the Tigers and make a run at the division title. Justin Verlander announced his retirement just the other day, but something tells me he's going to make a big push to end his career on a winning note. They built up this team on their starting pitching. Framber Valdez really hasn't done all that much. Casey Mize has been up and down. Jack Flaherty the same. And Kenley Jansen, who's got, I believe, 11 saves, he just hasn't had that many opportunities to close out games. But Kevin McCongle has been really good. Dylan Dingler has been good. Javier Baez will probably make some contributions in the second half after missing the last 40, 50 games here. I mean, talk about an ankle that just won't repair itself. And then with Kansas City, we can talk about Bobby Witt, and then there's nothing else to talk about with Kansas City. So that's pretty much the division in a nutshell.
I look at the Guardians, not only are they not playing with Ramirez, they've been a long time without Angel Martinez. Stephen Kwan's bat, I think they've been putting it in refrigeration the entire season. How do you assess things? Should Ramirez and Martinez be able to produce early and Quan suddenly wake up.
Well, it's really interesting because Quan, I've always known him to be a top of the order hitter, and that the last couple times that the White Sox have played Cleveland, I think he's been hitting either eighth or ninth. So obviously his production is so far down that they just can't afford to have him at the top of the lineup. When you get your best players back, it's a jolt to your clubhouse and certainly to your offense. The White Sox just got Murakami back, even though in these 3 games over this past weekend he didn't really do anything. But the team overall, of course, they played the A's, who are terrible right now. But it's just a jolt to your clubhouse and to your offense when you get your best player back. So I believe when Jose Ramirez comes back, it makes them that much stronger. But I still believe pitching is the name of the game, and I just got a feeling that the Tigers pitching is going to kick into high gear here in the second half of the season. And I think eventually they run down everybody.
So it's Tigers and then followed by whom?
Well, the White Sox would still be a wild card team, so I'll give me more opportunities to get on Tom's case. And so I'm looking forward to that come September and October.